stay on, but having not started for his club since the beginning of the year, I think he probably got some fuel in the tank. We'll see. He scored a couple of goals in the last FA Cup tie here between these two, which United won 3-2. That was a thriller, and more of the same to come, I would suggest.
Well, it was the perfect warm-up, wasn't it, for Mo Salah? There's the man that also comes back into the Manchester United team, Rasmus Højlund, who's started to show his real quality and why Manchester United bought him from Atalanta.
Well, it does look as though Dalot is going to play on the right and Wan-Bissaka on the left. That's the first little tweak from Erik ten Hag that might just get Liverpool thinking. Bruno Fernandes will be trying to create, that's for sure. And it's awkward with a bit of sunshine. There's been quite a lot of rain in Manchester over the weekend. If you watched the Manchester City-Newcastle yesterday, you'd have seen a bit of a deluge. Dalot. And here's the very impressive young man, Kobbie Mainoo. Rashford with Wan-Bissaka going outside him. And used by the England man. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo here. Oh, and it would have run to McTominay, I think. Wan-Bissaka, not renowned for his goal scoring. Had a bit of a prod at it, no more than that.
Yeah, really good start by Mainoo and Manchester United. There's a little 1-2, reverses it back to Wan-Bissaka. He should have left it for McTominay. And the reason I think he is playing at left back is to cope with the threat and the pace of Mo Salah. He's a better defender than he is on the ball. Dalot probably the other way round, better on the ball than he is as a 1v1 defender. So I'd imagine that's the reason why Erik ten Hag has made that decision.
The one Premier League meeting this season was the goalless draw at Anfield. Erik ten Hag having the badge of honour, the only side to stop Liverpool scoring in a game this season. Although Klopp in his pre-match interview put that down to chances missed rather than the tactics of the opposition. Been some very big Liverpool wins in recent Premier League games. A 5-0 here, a 7-0 of course at Anfield. But this is really a game where predictions are futile. It's about the here and now. History is always interesting. There's Luis Diaz copping a pretty much mandatory challenge, really, in the early minutes of this game. It's from McTominay.
Good bit of play from Diaz. He just changed direction at the last minute. McTominay thought he could win the ball.
Salah playing safe. Has had quite a run in the side. Alisson playing ill then injured. Early moment from Andy Robertson, who ended up playing as a centre-back for the second half of the Europa League game on Thursday. Did a pretty decent job, but I think he'd be very grateful not to be given that task here. Particularly with Højlund trying to get up to speed straight away. And Garnacho. It's a very good hit by Rashford. Probably was a straightforward-ish save from Kelleher. But early minutes, Manchester United forcing the pace, Stuart. It's not really straightforward, it's a great save.
It's a good save, and a very good effort by Marcus Rashford, but the pick out from Garnacho was excellent. What a start by Manchester United here.
Endo getting in the way. Now Szoboszlai, two players relatively new to the competition. In Endo's case, very much a first game. Salah runs out of room.
We talked about him before the game, didn't we? And he's made match-winning saves. It's been good when balls have come into the box. He's made some good decisions when he's had the ball at his feet. That was a match-winning save, or a very good save, should we say.
Yeah, Rashford tried to make the sort of impact he did at the Etihad Stadium across Manchester when he absolutely thumped United into a lead that they couldn't sustain. Sort of real venom. It wasn't quite so hard. A bit more placement in it, but a good reach by Kelleher. Here's Salah. Szoboszlai can line up a shot here, and a bit of work for Onana.
And that's a feature of Liverpool's play at times, the big switch over to Salah from Van Dijk, and then Szoboszlai getting his shot away with his left foot. Another player that was out injured for a while before coming back in the last couple of games.
Well, Klopp hasn't seen his side quite click into gear yet, despite that effort from the Hungarian international. Possibly his last FA Cup tie, of course. Højlund. Garnacho chased that, but race comfortably won by Kelleher. Now Robertson. No Alexander-Arnold today, but Robertson had a fantastic record of creating chances. A bit of pressure there on Mainu.
Mainu and Garnacho, who played in the FA Youth Cup success only 2 or 3 years ago for Manchester United.
And the breeding ground, of course, famous here for young players, but also what Liverpool have been doing recently as well. They call them the Klopp kids. They're actually starting today. They're after them on the bench. I suppose Quansah might just come into that category. There's Szoboszlai, and Varane gets in the way. And the clearance. The free kick's given. John Brooks is the referee, incidentally, one of the Premier League's rising stars. And no surprise that he's been given a match of this magnitude. In his early 30s. Mike Oliver and Anthony Taylor can't do every big game. Rashford trying to get away. Quansah, who plays on the right of the centre-backs, Van Dijk on the left. What a great player to learn from. I'm sure that's been part of the reason Quansah has done so well in his recent opportunities. He's in the England under-21 setup as well. Joe Gomez is back in the senior squad after a 4-year absence. Versatile defender. Probably familiar with international recognition. He couldn't get in the Liverpool team for a period. The centre halves partnering Van Dijk and doing very well. Lots of Konate and Matip. Gomez with the throw. Picking out Diaz. Darwin Núñez, of whom we've not seen too much. Mo Salah, what an extraordinary goal that would have been, even by his standards.
Well, he found himself out on the left-hand side. He made a run from the right. Came across, it's a really good ball played over the top as well. Dalot can't get there with his head, but what a good effort on the volley with his laces. Back across the goalkeeper.
Just for moments, Stuart, it looked as though it was going in.
It did. It looks like he was going to get a bit of curve on it at one point, but it didn't carry on its flight. But a good effort by Mo Salah.
If memory serves me right, he did give Liverpool the lead in this game we're referring to from 3 years ago. Liverpool were knocked out by United 3-2 in the end. A fine free kick from Bruno Fernandes. The fifth and decisive goal in a great game. That's a good one from Varane. And by Gomez. Diaz. And Salah was waiting. Again on the left. Diaz in the middle. Núñez a bit rightish. And Endo thought he'd won it back fairly. And referee Brooks didn't. Free kick quickly taken and with imagination as well. Rashford. Oh, there's room here for Garnacho. Can he place one past Kelleher? And in the end, Højlund and McTominay were going for it, and McTominay got the goal. So first blood to Manchester United, and just as Liverpool was starting to get into the game, quickly taken free kick caught Liverpool out. They never really recovered from that. McTominay's got some big goals for them this season. He's got another one here.
Well, he's got to be pleased with his team start. There's the ball you were talking about, the early ball in behind. Rashford looked as though he wasn't going to make progress here, but just keeps the ball. Linked up, that's a lovely look ball. Garnacho trying to bend it into the far corner. It's a decent save from Kelleher. But has been so often the case when McTominay's played for Manchester United this season. He gets himself into the box in a good position and he gets there first, and it's an easy finish. There's a good save, but can't get it away from the danger area, and McTominay was first to it. McAllister can't get there, desperate as he was. What a start for the home team.
Van Dijk conducting the post-mortem. McTominay knows there's a long way to go, but it's a kind of big occasion that can bring the best out of Manchester United. Erik ten Hag talking about the bigger games this season and how well he feels their team has managed to cope with the greater the challenge, the better the performance he feels. And they've got down to business quickly here. And here's Wan-Bissaka, had an earlier chance. In goes Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka, Rashford was unmarked in the penalty area. Liverpool at the moment. He's looking worryingly vulnerable, Jurgen Klopp would think, because here's Wan-Bissaka again. Mainu towards Højlund. Dalot gets there first. And here's Garnacho. That's a terrific piece of defending by Robertson.
Had to be good defending. Good build-up play. There's the last block. Almost goes between his legs, but he had to throw himself into the challenge. They just haven't woken up at the moment, Liverpool.
Well, there's plenty to applaud. The way Erik ten Hag's team have come out of the blocks here. They survived the softest shot from Szoboszlai, a wicked attempt from Mo Salah. Either side of those Liverpool moves, it's been Manchester United's game to this point. Here's Dalot.
Well, they are finding space, Manchester United. Is down that left-hand side and through the inside left channel, in behind Quansah, in behind the right back Gomez. This is Garnacho finding that space I was talking about. It's a nice height for the goalkeeper, Kelleher. Could he have done better? Probably not, I would say.
Just wondering whether he pushed it onto Andy Robertson that looped up. And maybe made the save less efficient, if you like. In goes McTominay, the scorer. Into that space again. Rashford. Mainu, who's the first really to discover it, and he drives on here. And it nearly came to McTominay again, and Liverpool at the moment, they're just looking at each other. Van Dijk's doing all the talking. They've got to get going, and maybe attack is the best form of defence. And here's Szoboszlai. And now Robertson. And now Luis Diaz. Robertson! Well, they have had 3 openings, despite the fact that Manchester United have been looking very threatening from the off.
It started by Szoboszlai. Robertson then goes past Garnacho. It's a lovely reverse pass from Diaz. Just got to get above it. Big chance for Robertson.
He's never scored an FA Cup goal, but probably not had many better chances than the one we've just witnessed.
Just going back to the Liverpool's struggled defensively on that right-hand side. In behind Quansah, in behind Gomez. Mo Salah is brilliant going forward, but what he doesn't offer you is any defensive qualities going back. Jurgen Klopp almost says to him, you stay upfield. And Wan-Bissaka has been the extra man when Manchester United have got the ball at times.
Nunez, back to the earth. Bruno Fernandes got a good foot in for Manchester United. And forward, but just too high for Rashford.
Liverpool were excellent last week against Manchester City in the Premier League, and one of the key players was Endo in that central midfield. Today he's got to do a good defensive job against Bruno Fernandes, who will drift around the pitch.
It's given away by Nunez. He has to chase everything. Very quick in was Højlund. Nacho. United could have played on, but quite understandably, John Brooks saying that was a little bit too robust by Alexis McAllister.
And he gets the ankle of Garnacho. Good bit of skill. The Argentinian.
McAllister went to the semi-final last season with Brighton. Was knocked out by Manchester United. It could happen to him again.
In which Brighton dominated large periods of. That great understanding with Caicedo, didn't he, in the midfield for Brighton?
Yeah, went to penalties, he scored his, but United went through. And Lindelof getting the decisive penalty. There's their regular penalty taker, Bruno Fernandes, and free kicks as well. And there is Lindelof trying to reach the bounce. Despite the rain, plenty of bounce.
They're trying to whip this in behind. Lindelof was onside. One of the only Manchester United players that was onside, but he was the target round the back.
Van Dijk. The challenge successful for Manchester United, getting almost a standing ovation. Quansah. Salah. And here's Robertson well forward again. Bringing it up towards Nunez, and also Diaz in there back from Szoboszlai. Eventually, piece up a man who famously has never scored a goal. Well, notoriously, I guess we should say. Joe Gomez.
Szoboszlai does really well. Checking back, just to set up Gomez, who when he was playing at left back had quite a few attempts.
Coming onto his right foot.
Coming back onto his right foot and getting shots away. That one he gets underneath.
This is 238th game of his club career.
At some point he might think about not shooting and just keep passing it.
But Salah's got a bit of a roving commission here, Stuart, hasn't he? We've seen him on the left, we've seen him through the middle. Starting position we expect to be on the right, where he is at the moment. Wan-Bissaka.
In his absence, there's been quite a lot of rotation in the front three of Liverpool. And here's Diaz, Gakpo when they've been playing together.
And there's Diaz on the left. Nunez likes going to the left as well. He's waiting in the middle. McAllister. Endo. John Diaz. One that John Brooks did well to get out of the way of. Salah nearly in behind Wan-Bissaka, but that job you spotted astutely at the start of keeping Salah at bay. Back that time, and here goes Rashford. Quansah drawn out of the middle. Endo was chasing back in that area again where Liverpool looked vulnerable.
And he was claiming there was a shoulder or an arm by Quansah, but good strength from the young centre-back. He's looked very good when he's put that Liverpool shirt on.
United did beat Liverpool here in Liverpool's last visit in a league game last season, 2-1. Contentious goal involved in that, which almost had the laws rewritten. The interpretation of a goal. Hoyland's arrived since then. 7 in his last 6, 8 in his last 8. So it was an untimely injury. He's kept him out for a month. Robertson, nice touch. Diaz looks in the opposite direction. And Salah, even with his wand of a left foot, get that under his spell. Varane. Lindelof. They're brave on the ball, Manchester United. They're setting all sorts of challenges for Liverpool. When you thought Rashford was going to run onto that. McTominay, a bit of a telling off, and had something to say back.
Well, I think Hoyland wanted the ball played in behind Quansah so he could run onto it.
Garnacho wanted it in completely the opposite direction. But if it's a fault in the right direction. It's the players who don't want the ball you worry about. Gomez with the throw. 1-0 to Manchester United. Scott McTominay from close range. Dalot. Beautifully picking out Rashford. Bruno Fernandes has gone ahead of him, and so has Wan-Bissaka. This is the area of profit for Manchester United so far. Virgil van Dijk has a long way to go across to that.
Well, he's run past one centre-half. Quansah had to run past his full-back. Gomez is being caught in no man's land at times. Endo's having to work quite hard to get back there, that Mo Salah is staying up the field.
This is Trent Alexander-Arnold injured. The Liverpool absentees. And small problems for Gomez. He gives away a free kick.
It's a silly foul because he knows exactly what Bruno Fernandes is trying to do. He's just trying to get his body in the way. Gomez goes through the back of him. And a cheap free kick. Without Maguire, Lindelof is probably the main target. Varane is good in the air, but I don't see Varane score too many goals.
They've got expertise in the supply. McTominay is the tallest of the lot, and perhaps the most dangerous. One goal to his name already. He's just trying to bend that into the far corner from where he looked. A bit too central and of course too high. That left side, Stuart, is the indication of what we've seen.
Most of the attacks have come down that far side with good combination play. Rashford's been involved as well.
Dalot. Eric Ten Hag must have said something along the lines of, don't let's sit back wondering here. We've got the chance. We're at home. We're the ones who've had 8 days to prepare for it. At the moment, it's a hard graft for Liverpool. Possibly, although they've had a couple of good chances themselves. Could be a wider margin in Manchester United's favour. But here's Robertson, who had one of those chances. McAllister. Now Endo. Members to the rescue, really, for the Red Devils.
Well, had that ball been played through, Rashford was free. Gomez gone higher up the field. Rashford was standing on the halfway line by himself.
McAllister. And it's invariably a high line. Of course, can't be offside in your own half. Marcus Rashford has many attributes, but that's really what he's made his career out of, being the quickest, chasing down a ball over the top.
What Eric Ten Hag has said to him is, you can stay upfield, you're going to be our out ball when we win it back. Maybe another reason why Wan-Bissaka's gone over to that side, because you might have to deal with two players coming up against him, and he's quick. There's no doubt about that. Wan-Bissaka.
There's room here for Alexis McAllister. Coming on to it the same for Endo. To Robertson. To a pretty good shape defensively, Manchester United. Nunez getting there before Lindelof. And he wins a corner after the Swedish international.
Good run from Nunez. Saw where the space was, started to come short, and then just ran down the side of Lindelof.
So comes Quansah. Of course, the main threat you feel to Manchester United, Virgil van Dijk. Nunez, of course, is a powerhouse in the air as well. As far as Gomez, shuffles it on to Szoboszlai. Gomez trying to get a bit of angle on it. The flag is up, and Manchester United cope.
There's a great defensive header by Varane when that first ball came in. She's got one or two problems at the moment, Jurgen Klopp, in this game.
This is the game he always feels. These two lock horns as the world is watching. And, another clash between these two Northwestern rivals. It shows the global appeal of English football. Here's Garnacho. Højlund slipping. So there is a bit of damp out there to give him the benefit of the doubt.
There was that space again. Gomez was caught upfield. And then it's Quansah that has to come out to Rasmus Højlund, who slips and just misses a chance there. That time it was Garnacho that found himself out on the left-hand side, and Marcus Rashford was on the right. So again, there's plenty of movement in this Manchester United team as well.
So they're trying to drive it on, but United play their way around the great Egyptian. Cut out by Robertson. McAllister. Held up by Darwin Nunez, and a bit more than that. He drives at Manchester United, a quest for an equaliser. And by Van Dijk. That suits Manchester United because they're perfectly set up to counter-attack if there's a turnover. Gomez puts it straight into the gloves of Andre Onana. And here's Dalot. Endo in the way. Put in by Wan-Bissaka. Rashford was half thinking about running it. Salah, of course, is very quick, and he's not shy of doing the defending when he has to. He'd rather not. Rashford gave him the respect there of thinking, well, I can't run away from him.
Yeah, when I was talking about him not doing the defensive side of the game, not because he can't do it, he doesn't want to do it. Liverpool aren't the same team on the counter-attack. If he's in a deep position, he's ready to burst forward at the earliest possible chance when they regain the ball back.
We're getting plenty of the ball now. Quansah. Van Dijk. Endo. Gomez, a lot of red shirts between the ball and the goal that Onana is defending. That's the work by Gomez, who was lining up a shot, I thought, for a moment. McAllister lines up a pass to Robertson. Liverpool could be in here. And in the end, It's a difficult ball to hit. Szoboszlai did very well to get his shot on target.
Better from Liverpool though. Here's that cross from Robertson. They'd switched it out to him nicely. Again, Varane getting in a very good defensive position. And there is the volley. Does well to keep it down, but straight at Onana, and two players back on the line as well for United.
He's done well under pressure. Kobbie Mainoo taken on by McTominay. Kicked by McAllister, who commit that rather bush tackle, should we say, earlier, and he gets the yellow card. Wrong side of McTominay.
And McTominay does well, cutting across him. Not much really that McAllister could do. He's almost trying to avoid the challenge, but he was always going to clip his heels. And when you're a midfield player that has to be in the heat of the battle, it's not good to have a yellow card this early in the game.
There's Fernandes in the free kick taking situation again, and there were two players, two centre-backs who were unmarked there by Liverpool. They paid a heavier price. They do have a great record in quarter-finals, Jurgen Klopp's team. I'll come back to that in a minute because they're trying to improve their record here this afternoon. Salah, Gomez, Endo, now McAllister, Nunez. They're trying to squeeze it through. They've won 17, Liverpool, of their last 18 FA Cup quarter-finals. The defeat in that run was way back in 1995 to Spurs. Runs to Robertson. Diaz, past Dalot. There's a corner. It looked for a second as though Diaz was in a position to slide that across to a teammate.
He was grabbing his arm, Dalot, but he gets back and gets a good block eventually. That's a good battle, Diaz against Dalot.
That was the correct decision. Concert. Van Dijk and Gomez. At the end of Robertson's corner. McTominay there. An authority in the air, really. Gomez. Not the best way. Drop a ball in behind, but there was hardly any space to find anyway. Ten Hag must be delighted. A lot of talk, Stuart. I don't know where you sit on this debate, that if he loses this game today, then the new regime, or the new percentage of the regime, will want to make a change and bring their own man in, as if it's sort of judgment day for Ten Hag.
There's a lot of pressure on him, that's for sure. It's so often the case when a new management team do come in, eventually they like to bring one of their own guys in, something that they've looked at for a long time. But a win here would certainly do his chances of staying in the job a world of good.
Here's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Just having a little bit of a breather, you feel, Manchester United, playing some shorter passes. They really found an avenue to exploit. They've stopped exploring it for the moment. Here's Bruno Fernandes. We're trying to shut that particular door.
He took a gamble, didn't he, Gomez, by going towards the ball. Had it been flicked round and past him, Rashford was in again. But it's not just one ball that's being played in there, it's some combination football that's dragging Liverpool out of position, and then they get the ball in there. There's another one.
Dalot, Rashford, Wan-Bissaka, a willing foil outside it. Decoy this time. Bruno Fernandes, worth a hit. Well, it's only kept out, held by Kevin Kelleher.
It's great to see a goalkeeper actually catch the ball when it's a shot of that sort of quality. He was going to get his hands behind it. Good catch in the end.
Here comes United again through Wan-Bissaka initially, and Mainoo. are confident on the ball. Rashford can take it on. He could be in for another one here. McTominay, too close to the goalkeeper, beaten away by Kelleher. So Bosley trying to set up the counter-attack, and there's a turnover in United's favour, caused by a great challenge by Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho, Liverpool wanted offside, that might have been going in. It was blocked, and then Van Dijk gets it back to Kelleher, who's suddenly become very busy again. His distribution is good. And away goes Luis Diaz. Garnacho chasing. Diaz drives on. Núñez in the middle. Salah coming as well. Núñez trying to find that gap at the near post, but Onana read it and saved it.
Well, which one do we talk about first? That last bit of play or the one at the other end? But this is Diaz coming inside of Garnacho and worked really hard to get back. But Onana read it. It's a nice height for the goalkeeper as well. What a big chance it was at the other end when Kelleher made his save.
Diaz. A little bit lucky, Wan-Bissaka. McTominay thinking, I'm going to double up here.
And he hits it straight at the goalkeeper. He probably saw the defenders in front. This is where it's all made, and he's been magnificent, Mainu, so far in the game. We know he's a hard-working midfield player. We know he can see a pass, but he's gone past people so easily. And Rashford picks out the right pass as well. Just rolls it into the path of McTominay. Hits it quite cleanly, but just straight at the goalkeeper.
Mainu does have a goal of his own to his record at Newport. But here comes Salah. Endo has found the bottom corner, and Liverpool are level. Or has the flag gone up? It has. VAR will check.
Well, the offside will be against Salah. Endo did really well. He won the ball back. Oh, now this is very, very close. Look at the only thing that could have been offside for Salah, I think, is his shoulder. This is going to be a very tight call.
John Brooks waits for the outcome.
If you look at where the feet were, Salah's feet were onside. This is going to be a big, big call by the VAR. Good play by him though, Endo, not just the scoring of it, but winning the ball back. Playing it wide, getting himself back into the box.
His first game in the FA Cup. Will it be illuminated by a goal? Or will it be the on-field decision which will stand? It's offside. On that shoulder lean, isn't it?
Yep. Very unlucky, I would say, for Liverpool. But the correct decision by the assistant.
Very good call.
Backed up by the VAR. Just starting to have more possession, Liverpool, 58%.
Wan-Bissaka. Off goes Núñez, but Onana will get there. It's been everyone's favourite in the Manchester United goal this season. It'll be very spectacular.
I think it's fair to say he's been much better in the last few weeks.
Absolutely right. McAllister, Liverpool come again. Some galloping up on the outside of Luis Diaz into Endo. Squeezed wide by Gomez. Salah got up his sleeves here. Another offside decision.
Well, he shouldn't be standing offside. That's the second time he's been looking right across the line, Mo Salah. He's been given offside. Again, it would be a tight one. Dalot looked to be the same player, looked to be in line.
Well, the early goal for Manchester United, I think a fair reward for the way they started the game. It's become a little bit more tactical. Remember, United are the only team to have stopped Liverpool scoring this season.
He's got a slight problem as well. He's Jurgen Klopp's got problems in behind his right centre-half and his right back. Erik ten Hag's got a problem in midfield at times, because when they poke the ball into Szoboszlai, he's had a lot of time on the ball, and when they go a bit deeper, Endo has all the time in the world to pick out the next pass.
It's a lovely ball by Robertson, bit of a heavy touch by Darwin Núñez. Back to Robertson again. Nacho back defending from McTominay. Højlund gets away from Endo. It's the way Rasmus Højlund plays, forward thinking. Garnacho to Rashford. Here they come down the United left again, and by Rashford looking for Bruno Fernandes, tracked by Kwanzaa. And this is a goal kick.
I'm not sure the crowd were too pleased with Marcus Rashford flicking the ball up when maybe could have played that a little bit earlier. United do, they push Bruno Fernandes on to go and press the ball a bit higher up the field. Endo's made it easy for him this time by going back in between the two centre-halves.
Kwanzaa. And they're stepping from right back into midfield, Trent Alexander-Arnold style. Robertson. Taken by Szoboszlai. He's done well to reach out and book it back to Robertson. McAllister. Szoboszlai. Final pass that, well, they have made 2 or 3 chances by a good final pass, but given the amount of ball that they're now getting in the middle third, something that they could probably improve on. Szoboszlai. Typical Scott McTominay challenge. From nowhere really, Jose Mourinho, when he was manager here, suddenly created an award, the manager's young player of the year, and he gave it to Scott McTominay, almost as if he wanted McTominay to get some recognition for the progress he was making, and inventing the prize, which McTominay gratefully accepted. Van Dijk. Again, he's not everyone's idea of a graceful player, but he's mightily effective, and the scoreline proves that at this point. But here's Luis Diaz, a spot of ball juggling to find Robertson. Szoboszlai. Robertson feed it across. Dalot in the way.
Dalot's got a fairly difficult job. He's got to decide when to pick up Diaz and when to fill the space which Robertson is trying to run into.
Diaz trying to scoop it back in the direction of Endo. Kwanzaa. That's a bold break from the defender. Set it up for Núñez. McAllister! Alexis McAllister on the stroke of half-time finds a way to get Liverpool level. Jurgen Klopp can smile this time. Surely this one's going to count.
Well, the player he's pointed to is Kwanzaa. You talked about coming through with the ball here, drives past a couple of fairly inept challenges by Manchester United players. There's a set-up play. And there it goes in at the near post, which Onana won't be too pleased about, but I think it does take a deflection. There it is. But he still gets a left hand to it, and maybe should do a bit better. Really alter his position. But he just took a little jump as the ball was kicked. Mainu, the player that can't do too much about it, he's got to try and get a block in. And the goalkeeper beaten at his near post, and just needed that before half-time, Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp.
Well, they found a final pass then from Darwin Núñez to set up the Argentina World Cup winner. McAllister has got to be a little bit careful in another sense. He's already on a booking. But I think probably Erik ten Hag can exonerate Onana because of the deflection.
Yep. One or two of the other players, Marcus Rashford being one of them, when Quansah just steps into that attacking position, Marcus Rashford almost let him go into it.
So Liverpool are level. And Manchester United, good early work, somewhat wiped out here. Fernandes takes. And good defensive header by Nunez. Not all strikers like going back into their own box with that responsibility. Claims that Kelleher handled outside the area.
Is that a man speaking by experience? Going back into his centre forward, going back into his own penalty area?
Maybe. Here's Gomez. Making good ground. And Liverpool coming on strong again. Trying to press high, win it back. Robertson gets in the way. Could be a real turnaround before the interval here. Jurgen Klopp is one win away from reaching 300 in his years as manager of Liverpool. This would be quite a place to get it. And his players desperate to give all they can for the final couple of months of the Messiah, really. I don't think it's an over-exaggeration to call him that. He has transformed the club. So I don't think anyone is feeling shortchanged about what we've seen in this first half.
No, it's been a good first half. Manchester United came out all guns blazing, found a way to really cause Liverpool problems.
It nearly came to Nunez. It does come to Luis Diaz. For Nunez, who can let fly here with parried away for Salah. Liverpool lead, an astonishing turnaround. Salah on the spot, numbers forward, paying off for Liverpool. And those gloomy faces are suddenly wreathed in smiles on the field and amongst the 9,000 fans, and I'm sure in the dugout as well.
Well, Manchester United wanted a foul there. They won the ball back in a good area. He does well to get back onside, Nunez. There's the shot. Onana does well to make the save, and he just about gets it in Salah with his right foot. Comes off the post. Nothing the player on the line can do about it. Onana pushes it into a dangerous area, but I'm not sure he can do too much else. The ball was hit quite quickly. There's where they wanted a foul, but Fernandes shows too much of the ball to Gomez. Gomez wins it back. Wan-Bissaka stops playing. Bruno Fernandes stops playing. But I don't think it was a foul.
There's been a yellow card shown to Bruno Fernandes for his thoughts on that moment, that incident. And will it be reviewed to Manchester United's benefit? We haven't restarted yet. John Brooks waiting for the call.
If Bruno Fernandes was standing in front of the ball and shielding it, you could see it might have been a foul, but he actually allowed Gomez to go down the side of him.
Van Dijk saying, come on, let's get on with it. Surely it's a goal, but hasn't been confirmed until now. Salah smiling. Liverpool leading.
Yeah, what a good turnaround for Liverpool. Now it's going to be a big half-time for Erik ten Hag.
And in some ways it's mirrored Manchester United's season. When they're good, they're very good, but they take their eye off the ball, and he's frowning at a tremendous effort by Liverpool in these closing minutes before half-time. And there were chances before that, even though Manchester United began the brighter of the team and got the first goal of the quarter-final. Lindelof. Deep into first half added time. And an explosion of joy for Liverpool fans in the closing minutes of this first period. Gomez lets it go. Jurgen Klopp just wants it to be done calmly at the back. Restart when the referee tells you, not before. And there is the half-time whistle. It's around to start the second half in front, having been behind in the first half for most of it. No changes from either camp. And just a reminder, of course, it's pretty common knowledge these days that the quarterfinals have to be decided on the day. The days of replays long gone. To try and fit into a congested calendar was beyond the wit of the organisers. Here's Wan-Bissaka trying to start the second half like he started the first. Whether Erik ten Hag Stuart has emphasised, get back to what you were doing well.
As you said in the first half, sometimes Gomez likes to go into midfield to do what Alexander-Arnold does for Liverpool at times, and many fullbacks do around the country. And then they use the space down the outside of him, and Szoboszlai did really well to get back there at Wan-Bissaka.
Fernandes leaving the corner to Garnacho. Suggests a bit of a ruse. And this is it. Rashford. One at Liverpool, but Robertson across on the right. Won it, kicks it away. Luis Diaz, who is nothing if not competitive. So many good individual players on the pitch. It's the teamwork that's going to prevail. United were pretty good without the ball for half an hour or so, and then suddenly Liverpool found a way, getting more possession in midfield, getting to the edge of the attacking third on a very regular basis.
There's times when they were pressing high up the field, but the other players didn't go and join them. They were getting played around. He was making the extra man in midfield as well, Gomez, which gave United a problem.
Here's Darwin Núñez drawing Varane out of the centre and prepared to take him on and leave him in his wake. Oh, it nearly squeezed in. And Nana mightily relieved.
He's got pace. He can be the all-round centre-forward, can't he? He's good in the air, he's got good pace, and he nearly beats Onana at the near post. He's not trying to score, he's just trying to get it into a good area.
He's having to reach for it, wasn't it? So yeah, that's why it went in that direction.
Standing foot went from him as well.
McAllister to Salah, the two scorers for Liverpool. Out comes Onana, and it's an easier task this time, but not a routine one. And it goes long, it's into the head of Gomez.
The crowd were frustrated with him because Marcus Rashford had made a good run to try and break the offside line. He didn't play the ball.
And Liverpool is not the sort of team to sit back and try and run down the clock here. They want to score again. Szoboszlai had a couple of good efforts in the first half.
First touch was good, Szoboszlai, but then Varane got out. Did a really good defensive job there. Always easy to come to a big club and put in good performances. Szoboszlai's done that, hasn't he, ever since he arrived.
And I think that's one of the great attributes you can pin on Jurgen Klopp. We were a bit worried at the moment as Garnacho is full of pace and energy and potential. He's breaking there. Piece of control by Van Dijk. Get hold of that, and he did.
Well, the pass wasn't meant for him, it was meant to go out to Robertson from Szoboszlai. But there you saw the pace and strength of Van Dijk up against Højlund. Got to the ball first, just dealt with the danger. We talked about him too much today, Virgil van Dijk. He hasn't been the inspirational best he has been in recent weeks. When it matters, he makes good decisions.
He was more concerned at the start of trying to get his team organised, and they were in danger of almost falling out the FA Cup in the first 15 minutes. But now they're very much in it. at the numbers forward here. Robertson, Szoboszlai, Salah, and he's annoyed with himself, and he should be. The capacity for a better ball than that. Garnacho. Here comes Rashford. Gomez and one or two others looking across to see whether the offside flag would go up. Suddenly prodded away by Quansah.
Gomez took a gamble as that ball was played. He tried to step up, which allowed the ball to be played inside of him. Rashford didn't quite make the most of it.
McAllister. And Diaz travelling at pace. Salah trying to get it through to Szoboszlai, who's covered a lot of ground and just a little bit of a recovery situation at the moment because Liverpool have got the ball back, so he's going to switch on again. Nunez. McAllister. Endo stepping forward. McAllister again. Quansah. There's Gomez giving chase. Wan-Bissaka did well. Fernandes trying to free Garnacho, and probably Kelleher could have let that run into the area, but wasn't prepared to take any risks.
Never quite understand that from a goalkeeper when the ball's going to run quite clearly into his box.
Here's McTominay. Kelleher has got it at the second attempt. It's a slightly iffy moment on both counts, really, but he's shown magnificent promise. He's been around at Liverpool for a while, getting more chance to show off his wares. The current injury situation for Alisson. Gomez trying to slide it through. Diaz, they never stop running. Cut out by Mainu, who was running the game for a while in the first half. Rashford, space for Bruno Fernandes. The flag has stayed down. Manchester United, a whisker away from an equaliser for Højlund. And at this stage, the flag usually goes up.
He's got to be careful, Bruno Fernandes. Remember, he was booked in the first half for dissent. Does take a deflection of Quansah. He showed his inexperience there. He gets back and gets a challenge in, but he actually tried to play Bruno Fernandes offside, and he was about 4 yards onside.
You know how little deflections, even at close range, can make a difference. It just took it away from a tap-in for Højlund. Only had to hit him, it seemed, to go into the net. Just a little nick. Took it away. Again, emphasising the fine margins between these two great rivals. McTominay. Mainu. Garnacho. That's for handball. Fans on that far side who had a much better view of it than we did. Now goes McTominay. Play on, says John Brooks. Endo happy to do that. Salah likewise. Nunez in behind Lindelof to have the shooting chance.
Well, it's against Robertson they were appealing for. Garnacho with the cross. No, it hits his hand after it's hit his leg.
Well, penalties are given for that. And we're all unable to understand many changes of the handball law in recent years. But here's Højlund. Through quite easily to have the shot. And it's Liverpool's turn. Cut and thrust. As you would expect, Luis Diaz taking on Diogo Dalot, slipping past Dalot into territory guarded by Mainu. There's the galloping Robertson. Endo. Just slowing it down. Has to get their own breath back. Quansah. Summers makes the forward run from Salah's pass. And it nearly broke for McAllister, who got into the box as he did when he got the equaliser. Wan-Bissaka for Garnacho, plenty of space here. It's a pass for Højlund, maybe. Garnacho took too long. Very little thinking time in a match of this intensity.
The crowd again saying it was tug on Garnacho, but the referee's allowed play to go on. It's very open, the game now, isn't it? End to end, lots of space all over the pitch.
And Van Dijk just reaching in there before Højlund. Szoboszlai and now McAllister. Szoboszlai said, well, you're going to let me shoot, I will. And produce a corner. Turned aside by Onana. The Manchester United players said, well, you can save this and I'll defend the corner.
At times he's had the freedom of the park, Szoboszlai. Bruno Fernandes is trying to play further forward and they're just outnumbering Mainu and McTominay in that central area, with Endo joining in. Gomez is coming in off the touchline to make another midfield player at times.
Pretty stern expressions from Virgil van Dijk so far. And a chance to put a smile on his and his team's face. Liverpool outswinging Robertson, corner. McTominay gets to it. McAllister, Szoboszlai again. Robertson again. Blocked by the willing Wan-Bissaka.
Look how many attempts we've had in the game. It's been a really good, entertaining game. Fairly even. Not the scoreline at the moment. Liverpool 2-1 up.
Szoboszlai. Robertson tries to run in to the inside left channel. He gets the ball now. Salah by Wan-Bissaka. Szoboszlai, a challenge from Bruno Fernandes, who could be in trouble here. John Brooks hasn't reached for a card, which would of course be a red one. A block.
It's a block. Both players are going at pace. Szoboszlai is trying to shoot. Bruno Fernandes is just trying to get a block on it. That would hurt him. No doubt about
jars
that.
your knee on your ankle. Both entitled to go for it.
I think they are. The only thing I would say about Bruno Fernandes, he actually missed the ball, which is always a problem, although he's trying to get a block in.
But it can only be reviewed for a straight red card, not for a second yellow.
So he's going to be safe, there's no doubt about that. It's not a red card. If it had gone with his stud showing, it's a totally different thing, but he went with the side foot.
And as with all the incidents so far, John Brooks has been right on the scene. Szoboszlai well enough to be involved in the discussion about who and where.
Although he scored, I don't think Salah's been at his best today. He's looked a little bit rusty with one or two of his touches and his final pass. He's going to prove me wrong now and bend it into the top corner.
Draft excluder, as they call it, I guess. Pretty accurate description. Too many players go for the shot under the wall these days. Remember, former Liverpool man Coutinho did it, but here's McAllister, and not able to work the goalkeeper.
Doesn't come down in time, does it? Got a lot of whip on it. You see it from behind him. Gets underneath it enough. You can see the bend on the ball, but not enough top spin, a lot of side spin.
It's the Liverpool fans who are singing in the rain still. It's a long way to go. And the potential of extra time, of course, maybe even penalties. These ties back to 1960, between the two clubs have only ever been decided by a one-goal margin. We have that at the moment here in Liverpool's favour. So Bosley trying to widen it though. McAllister was a slightly tired touch there. He's covered a lot of ground. In goes Gomez. Not any great malicious intent, although the United fans wouldn't agree with that statement.
And this is an interesting one as well. He actually wins the ball, Gomez. Watch it here. He's the one that gets contact with the ball. It's the follow-through and the fact that he went with a fairly high boot, but that's where the ball is. I think he's a bit unlucky to get a yellow card.
As you can see, he's slightly questioning the decision. He sort of turned away from it a little bit, didn't he?
But if you look at the challenge,
untidy. I suppose that's the.
If you look at the challenge, both players have got their foot at the same height. Who made the bigger contact with the ball? I would say Joe Gomez, but
here's Wan-Bissaka. By Kwanzaa. Endo. No, it wasn't a forward pass on then. That's not often been the case in the Liverpool midfield. United's throw.
This is the man that has to take the game by the scruff of the neck, Bruno Fernandes, because he's not doing too much defensively. So he's got to make sure he's effective with the ball.
Here to Salah. Stayed in play. Followed by Van Hooiland, just loitering in an offside position. And when the ball was struck, the flag went up against him, even though he got back into what he thought was an onside position.
This is an important 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes of normal playing time for Manchester United here. Looking at a very tight outfit at the moment.
Wolves headed down. Salah, it's almost like he's got it into his territory. I think he tried to fire it into his feet. He was able to run beyond and keep Liverpool in possession. Endo. McAllister. Slide Nunez in. He's made space for the shot here. He went for the shortest route to goal, and Onana covered it.
But how easy is it now for Liverpool to get into that attacking third? Good bit of skill. Nunez, good strike as well. It's the only place you can, or the only way you can beat the goalkeeper at the near post is by going with power. And Onana was up to it on that occasion, got his left hand to it.
Prowls forward again, being Kwanzaa with him. Robertson again entrusted with the ball in. Oh, and it fell to Diaz. Bodies in the way. Robertson can keep the pressure on Manchester United. Touch from Nunez, and Salah has kept it alive. He's got Kwanzaa there to give the ball. He hasn't seen him. He hasn't looked up. He's engaged in a tussle with Diogo Dalot. Happy with the throw.
And amongst all that, I think Hooiland is the player that made a good block. And Diaz was had to pull the trigger. Did pull the trigger.
Scored a very powerful shot, of course, at Arsenal to wrap up the win in the third round. That very big tie from the earlier stage of the competition. Gomez, Nacho doing his job defensively. Nacho on the right, Garnacho on the left. Ten Hag might just be wondering how much fuel there is in the Hooiland tank after a month out. Here's Salah. Good. In the way again. He's certainly been a busy game for him on his return to the team.
Well, it wonders me how players do get themselves back into match fitness. There's no reserve teams anymore.
Yeah, in your day that was the route, wasn't it? very good reserve leagues there used to be. Now so many players are required to fill out a senior game team sheet. To one sub or two was for a while. Here's a break forward by Diaz to Salah, trying to bend it, but Nana read it, caught it.
Again, not at his very best. I think Salah works the ball a bit more and then gets his shot away with more power. It's a pretty lazy effort in the end. An easy save for Onana from what was a really good position. And there you can see Liverpool dominating possession now. 147 passes as opposed to 195 for United.
The difference in the domestic record this season is considerable. I mean, Liverpool have lost twice in the Premier League. Manchester United have lost 11. And that's out of 28 games apiece.
Manchester United came bottom of the Champions League group as well.
They can argue at least they were in the Champions League. Liverpool with this quadruple in mind.
I just feel as though he probably needs to make a change now, Erik ten Hag.
Varane's header. Endo. And space for Szoboszlai again. Chasing back to good effect. Calmly done by Quansah. Liverpool come again with Gomez. It's Erik ten Hag who's likely to blink first here. Anthony warming up. Endo.
Hardly seen Rashford touch the ball in the second. He's playing out on the right-hand side. Garnacho on this left-hand side. He just can't get tight to anybody in midfield there. Bruno Fernandes tried to get tight to Endo, was played around and then is just jogging back. Now he's not tight to him again.
Let's see who, presumably a wide player, will be taken off. Anthony into the action. Marcus Rashford, a winner in the FA Cup 2016.
Crowd getting restless now. Garnacho threw his arms up in disgust because he tried to close the ball down.
Here's Darwin Núñez. Nana got it away, but it was a bit of a scuff. Going to be a double change actually for Erik ten Hag. The two players who are just back in action from injuries, I think are likely to be the two coming off. Højlund and Wan-Bissaka. At the three-quarter mark, if it's decided in 90 minutes. Which may not be the case, but Liverpool have the lead and are bossing the ball.
And that's what's frustrating the fans, demanding their team go and press it and try and win it back.
There's a miscue from Dalot, that could be costly. Darwin Núñez can't find Mo Salah. Wan-Bissaka slow to pick himself up. And a good interception, Salah. Getting into those key areas again. And maybe again here with Endo. Luis Diaz. Darwin Núñez. McAllister. Darwin Núñez knocked down off the ball. Asking for a penalty. Great support from his teammates. Indeed the Liverpool fans. Manchester United looking weary at the moment, and they're the ones who've had plenty of time to prepare for this. Gomez. Salah. Diaz. Rashford back to defend. He wants to be chasing balls over the top in the other half of the pitch. Salah. Looked a little roll pass in for Darwin Núñez, and you've spotted Mo Salah down to a tee, Stuart, today.
He's had 3 opportunities to play the right pass when it's been a goal-scoring opportunity for the next player. And he's been a bit sloppy with that, and that's why he's shaking his head. If they do make a substitution, Liverpool, I think Salah would probably be the player to make way. Apparently that's not going to be the case. Elliott is going to come on, but not for Salah.
He certainly looked as a likely candidate for that, but it's Dominic Szoboszlai might come off. Can't quite make it count on a rare counter-attack, Manchester United, with 20 minutes of the 90 to go. And the changes are to be made. Rasmus Højlund already off the pitch behind the goal. Anthony will replace him. So Rashford through the middle, one suspects. And Harry Maguire. Comes on as Harvey Elliott replaces Szoboszlai.
I can only imagine that he's feeling the pace a little bit, or maybe that shot, which was half blocked by the leg of Bruno Fernandes, has caused him a problem because he's been excellent today. Szoboszlai.
Yeah, substitutions supervised by Anthony Taylor. So here we are with more than 20 minutes to go, as we were at half-time. Very snappy turnaround orchestrated by Liverpool. There's right on the break from McAllister and Salah.
As you said, there's Rashford playing at centre forward. Anthony's gone to the right-hand side. Garnacho is staying out on the left.
McAllister deftly. Elliott. Now Salah. He explode into the top form in that situation. It's where he loves to be, running. He's capable of going down the other side. Left foot usually gets blocked off by good defending. That's good work by McTominay, who whips it out to Garnacho. I just feel there's another goal in this, and of course if Manchester United get it.
Well, the only thing that could go against Liverpool here is complacency. They've had such easy possession, they just haven't made the most of it in the top third of the field. Final pass, the final shot hasn't quite been good enough.
Lindelof back at left back, where he's been filling in. Luke Shaw, one of the still absent. Anthony really hoped to hit it better than that, but the second threatened to creep inside the post.
That's the side he was going for, but as you said, didn't quite make the contact he was looking for.
He, in a way, is the player that perhaps sums up most the Erik ten Hag situation. The Dutchman very keen to get him here. He's certainly had his moments, but not perhaps frequently enough. Bruno Fernandes. Supported by McTominay. Garnacho takes the touch, tries to set up a shooting position now for Bruno Fernandes. Lead away by Elliott. Lindelof in quickly. Better from Manchester United, it needs to be. Garnacho, a slip. Played away by Gomez to Salah. He's caught by Menu. Probably did his side of service then. Hasn't got booked for it.
Bit of a spark from Manchester United with the substitutions.
Well, it's the quality of Liverpool, really, I think, that's made them look so passive. They've been passed around, covered a lot of ground in vain to stop Liverpool dominating the ball. Elliott, Salah. This is the kind of thing that's been going on for a while now. Robertson. McAllister. Salah. Not lining it up, giving it to Elliott, who is left-footed as well. Tries to make space for a shot, which is deflected. And a goal that got Manchester City through their quarter-final yesterday. Not a goal here for Liverpool. A third, and you do feel that they're into the last four, Wembley bound. But it's still 2-1. Jurgen Klopp still bouncing around the technical area, and to talk to his staff about another substitution maybe. There's Robertson with a 3 against 1 from the corner, and Salah whips it in, but it's the goalkeeper's ball. Again, not quite there, Mo Salah. Anthony couldn't quite keep it in.
Good play by McAllister, though. He got out there and forced Anthony White. Another excellent performance.
Cody Gakpo, you mentioned him earlier, and a young right back, Conor Bradley. It is Salah coming off this time.
And Robertson, who's
a little bit surprised.
Yep.
Gomez will go to left back, I guess.
I think he was surprised he didn't start the game against Man City last week, Robertson.
Salah's got a goal, and it could be the decisive goal, but not at his sublime best. Cody Gakpo, who Manchester United chased but couldn't secure. Got a couple of goals. Liverpool's 7-0 win over Manchester United at Anfield last season. McTominay. Garnacho. Time is ticking away on Manchester United. They hope to find maybe a creative spark, and Christian Eriksen getting ready might be the provider of that.
Well, he's going to come on, I think, for the excellent Mainu. He had so much work to do. He's been outnumbered in that midfield. He was brilliant.
Here's Garnacho. Bradley trying to get a tune to the game. Not easy. He's made a stunning start, Conor Bradley, to his Liverpool first-team career. I'm not sure that actually is overhanging the line. A drone over the top of it to see whether that's the case. Anyway, the corner is being taken by Bruno Fernandes. Of course, Harry Maguire is a real presence, having entered the game. Shoveled back in. Handed out by Kwanzaa. Picked up by Anthony. Manchester United trying to regain the spark of their early work here against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-final. And Anthony, who was involved in the move in the wide area, trying to get in at the near post. Bruno Fernandes. Bradley got there just about. Luis Diaz. And Liverpool trying to up the tempo of their attacking play with Gakpo, and now Harvey Elliott, who went for the pass rather than the shot, looking for Darwin Nunez. Here's Bradley. A fair enough challenge by Mainu on Elliott. Fernandes. Probably Mainu is breathing heavily. I say youngsters can run forever, but he's put so much work in.
Well, how did they not score there or get a better shot away? It was a 5 versus 2 situation. There you see it. I'm not sure the pass to Elliott was the right one from Gakpo. And then Mainu with a brilliant challenge. A tired one, but a brilliant one.
Christian Eriksen has come on. And probably Mainu, well, you won't see any more of him today, but you'll see plenty more of him in the future. Eriksen.
He was certainly their spark in the first 20-25 minutes, Mainu. running with the ball, winning the ball back.
In these drenched conditions, effort's been put in. There's a lot of emotional energy expended actually in the build-up to these games. Been the talk of the town really since the draw was made. Both towns. Maguire. Too beefy. Minutes plus added time, which could be anything these days.
And in that cup game against Arsenal, when he came on at the Emirates, Conor Bradley did a really good job against him. It was Martinelli on that day.
Here's Elliott. Just thinking he's wet conditions. There's a slip or a mistake, a literal slip, a metaphorical one. Could happen at either end. Here's Diaz. Gakpo just holding his position on the right to stay onside. And Nunes in the middle. McAllister. Here's Bradley. There's a very good crosser of the ball, but Eriksson read the mind of the youngster. The experienced player came out on top there.
I think he could have played the ball a fraction earlier when players were in good positions by taking another touch. Just allowed Manchester United to get more midfield players back on the edge of the box, Eriksson being one of them.
Bradley trying to get into a space beyond Lindelof. He is again moving off Garnacho. Elliott deep enough really for a cross, and attracted towards the ball, the Liverpool players. Maguire's header. Gomez needing some help from Endo, and he got it. Elliott, more central. Poe still holding on the right. Fizzed to him by Harvey Elliott. Poe trying to catch the goalkeeper out, but he didn't catch Lindelof out.
I think that's a strange decision by Gakpo. The switch of play came out, and he had a runner going in behind.
Well, who's got the bigger punch in these last 10 minutes? McAllister certainly getting the corner in a legitimate position. Van Dijk, they're trying to really block off defenders so he can have a clear run at it. Which is Darwin Nunes, who got the contact, but no progress for Liverpool. They've led since virtually the last moments of the first half. They've been behind for long periods of that half. There we go from Scott McTominay. Late in the half, an equaliser by a deflection and shot from Alexis McAllister. And then Mo Salah not at his best today, but poached a second, which is the difference between the two sides. Ponce. Gakpo. Long from Kelleher. Rafa Varane, we understand, is coming off. We'll get another attacking player on the pitch. Amad Diallo. Not really had much of a chance to make a mark with Manchester United after an expensive move from the Italian club Atalanta, who Liverpool will be facing in the Europa League. Good reach by Bradley. It is a defender off and an attacking player on.
Had a good spell at Sunderland, didn't he?
He did. And alone at Rangers as well in Scotland. Diaz. So much effort expended by both teams in the first hour, but fatigue could be a problem. Brailsford is part of the new consortium which is brought into Manchester United, a man of marginal gains. Liverpool have the marginal lead at the moment. Here goes Nunes, trying to add to that and give them some comfort for these closing minutes. Gakpo up with him. So too is the arriving Elliott. The back heel came for Luis Diaz, but he couldn't find the kind of shot that he produced in the late moments at Arsenal's Emirates Stadium back in January.
Well, the pass for Elliott was for really a right-footed player. He had a chance to hit it first time, but he didn't want to take it on his right foot.
It breaks in behind the Liverpool midfield. Here's Garnacho. Anthony's in there. Is he squeezed it in? He has. It's 2-2. 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And the substitute strikes. Aware of his critics, I think. But certainly producing a big moment for the manager, who's got total faith in him.
Well, Liverpool have only got themselves to blame in terms of they haven't taken the chances up the other end with their final pass. They haven't been clinical enough. And in the end, you're always going to give away a chance. They thought there might be offside there. And lose possession here. It's a good ball played out wide. Nacho does well to come in field. But this is a really good turn. On his weaker right foot as well, Anthony. When he picks the ball up, it doesn't seem to be too much danger. Gets it in between Endo and Van Dijk. And what a finale we've got here in this game. Just gets it out of his feet enough. Turns on it. Kelleher would have seen it late and he can't get there.
And there were some very, very disappointed Liverpool players who thought that they were maybe edging a little bit towards victory. Lots of the ball. Too many wasteful moments, Jurgen Klopp will feel. So they scored first and they scored so far last to make it 2-2 here. And Liverpool couldn't mark Anthony. Bradley. And the goalkeeper's come. And Gakpo. And now Elliott. Onana's got back. Oh, it's hit the post. Unbelievable. Diaz. Still. Elliott. And the flag is up. Oh, total drama here.
And here he's trying to cross the board, he slices it, goes beyond the goalkeeper, hits the inside of the far post. Maguire heads it back down, it only goes to Diaz, who can't quite get it under control. Tries to go inside the challenge of Dalot, and by that time the chance is gone, really.
Yeah, it would have been a fluky goal, but Jurgen Klopp would have been running down the touchline had it gone in. Erik ten Hag sing his team, you're almost, it's the old cliche, isn't it, more vulnerable when you've just scored than at the times of the game. And Liverpool nearly took advantage of that old adage. But Manchester United have come back to life here, and they're still in the FA Cup. Remember, the game was a classic 3 years ago, and that finished 3-2 in Manchester United's favour. Earlier stage of the FA Cup. And this is for a place at Wembley in the semi-finals. Join Coventry, Manchester City and Chelsea.
There's the good bit of play by Anthony, gets a cross into the box. It comes off the shin of Virgil van Dijk.
Just shows, Stuart, how much the game is played in the minds as well as with the feet and the head, because Liverpool looking, I suppose assured is maybe overstating it, but certainly in reasonable control, and now hacking it forward, nearly an own goal. The difference a goal can make to the side that scores, of course, but also to the side that concedes, particularly in such a high-stake game.
I would go as far to say that halfway through the second half, Manchester United just couldn't get the ball off Liverpool. The pitch looked as though it was massive, tired players. But Liverpool didn't make the most of their situations. They had a 5 versus 2 in an attacking area and didn't even get a shot away.
Well, these days the substitutes have such an impact, and Ten Hag has played a successful card here. And here's another of the backup boys. Amad Diallo, Anthony full of beans. Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot, headed out by Bradley, reclaimed. This is what Liverpool were doing. Ring fencing the penalty area. Nacho goes down. So we have 4 added minutes away from extra time. And I think Jurgen Klopp will now be worrying about the fatigue of his players. Plenty of whom played on Thursday, not all of them, of course. Rashford, who's been very quiet in the second half. He's won a corner here.
Well, they're starting to believe, these fans now. Maguire is on the field, who's a threat at set plays. You mentioned it at the last one. He was the target. He won it in the air, but couldn't get it back into a dangerous area.
He had an extraordinary finish to the first quarter-final yesterday with goals, 3 of them in added time. Here's Ericsson, to put it right on the money. Got a touch. Ahmad retrieves. Onana willing to step into midfield and switch the play. He's got 3 to aim at on the far side. He's found Bruno Fernandes, who thought about crossing it first time. A more considered ball. Maguire's in there. Garnacho's in there. Cleared not very far. Plenty of height on it from Quansah. No distance. Still away in the end by Van Dijk, but Manchester United have got the bit between their teeth now. Elliott having to defend against Garnacho. The fans roaring them on. They've come to life just as the team has.
Has he got a long throw here? Not easy with a slippery ball. He's looking for a towel. They haven't got one.
No, and you've also got to run up this slope on an artificial turf to get to the grass where your studs will grip. And Bradley only knocks it down as far as Garnacho. Manchester United want to cross here. Of course, they want a goal here. Liverpool just can't get out. How often? We've hardly ever said that. Certainly not at all since the first 15 minutes. No foul, but it breaks for Anthony. And now Ericsson. Ahmad. Lindelof. The prize is a great one. We can find something with this, maybe the last ball into the box before John Brooks blows for extra time. In it comes. Maguire is in there, gets contact. Partly away by Elliott. Lindelof. Ericsson for Marcus Rashford. Rashford has put it wide. He can't believe it, and he's not alone.
Well, he does everything right. I think he was onside. The run is good, the pass is excellent. The first touch just opens it up for him, and then he doesn't get any bend on it. He just passes it beyond the far post. What a miss. Look at that for a touch. And I expect him to score there. Gets in behind Quansah. What a big moment that is.
Well, there was Wembley beckoning. But Liverpool let off the hook. And we go to extra time here at Old Trafford. Liverpool finished the first half strongly. They got the 2 goals back after the early strike by McTominay for Manchester United.
I said those very same words when Liverpool played in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea, when there was only going to be one winner when it went into extra time. That should have been Chelsea. Somehow Liverpool found another gear and got the winner.
Well, one thing about playing a lot is your match fitness is pretty good. The stamina they certainly showed. Chelsea ran out of puff, didn't they, at Wembley? It's McAllister. Out by Van Dijk. Elliott got into some good positions. He arrived on the Salah roll. Lindelof very strong against Darwin Núñez. That takes a bit of doing.
It's almost a back three. Dalot's not in position now, he's gone into midfield, but Dalot is going to play on the right, Maguire's going to play in the middle. Lindelof will play on the left of a back three for United.
Emirates is going to be the quarterback, isn't he, to try and dispatch long passes like that. For Rashford to chase through the middle. McTominay. He could, of course, go and play in the back line. If they get a goal in front, he might do that. And it's given away by Kwanzaa. Now Eriksson. Bruno Fernandes. Brilliant take by Anthony. Can he find the shot? He's not far away from finding it. Brought them level, nearly put them in front.
Well, he's had an effect on the game, and that's what you want from your substitutes. Turns away from McAllister. Van Dijk doesn't get tight.
Free kick. There haven't been too many of those, and I must say John Brooks has had as good a game as the two teams, contributing to the gripping nature of it, letting the football flow. Van Dijk. Reminder Liverpool against Chelsea from this season's Carabao Cup 2 years ago. Same thing happened. Liverpool won, and they also played each other in the FA Cup final. That's still on at the moment. Chelsea haven't got through against promotion chasing Leicester City. Eriksson chase back. Bradley. Forward by Gomez, playing by Onana. And extra time can be a little attritional. I wouldn't say either of these two teams will be playing for penalties. It's in the League Cup up until the latter stages. The games are decided on one game without any added time. Go to penalties straight away if it's level after 90 minutes. Right back by Kwanzaa, who looks pretty fiery. Elliott. And McAllister, who scored at this end, of course, the first half of regulation time. To Van Dijk. Elliott looking for Bradley, maybe, no. Finding McAllister. Now it's Conor Bradley. And by Gakpo. Had a loop on it. McAllister might have troubled Onana, but it wasn't on target.
He's got to put the power in it. It's just looped into the box or scooped into the box by Gakpo. You can see he's trying to put the effort in and gets too much on it. Back to the changes that were made in normal time. The game midweek, Atletico Madrid versus Inter, and Inter changed A lot of players in their back four, and it changed the game. I just wonder whether he made the substitution a bit too early with Robertson coming off. It means that Gomez had to change sides. Bradley Connor couldn't quite adjust to the pace of the game. Conor Bradley couldn't adjust to the pace of the game when he first came on.
He could be called Bradley Connor.
He could be.
Here's McTominay. Down by Kwanzaa. Here's Dalot. Who's going to make himself a hero here? These games really go into a separate history book, such as the rivalry. Maguire. Now Fernandes. On a knife edge at Old Trafford. Made by Van Dijk. Eriksen. Anthony. To keep it, but with Eriksen now, trying to use that left foot of his to try and bet in, a bit Salah-like. He ends with a Liverpool free kick against Ahmad.
He just miscontrolled it there. And then actually makes a block challenge. It's there where he commits the foul when he just grabs hold of McAllister. A good sign, hasn't he, McAllister? Along with Szoboszlai.
I think Liverpool have proved over the couple of years their recruitment has been excellent, and they produce plenty of their own to back up some of the real big hitters. Still a bit of a question mark over Manchester United, trying to regroup their behind-the-scenes staff as well as the recruitment men. And here goes Garnacho. And they've got a corner here.
Ahmad missed a great opportunity to play it through the middle. Two Manchester United players were racing between the centre halves when he first got the ball, and he played it out wide. Well, it's not a bad pass. There was a better pass to play.
Picked up a bang in the face. Very rightly showing concern, but saying don't bring the physio on. Actually, Ahmad is unmarked. And perhaps not the greatest threat in the air, not as great as Harry Maguire. He's on the move towards the near post now. Doesn't get into his territory. Garnacho. Halfway through the first period of extra time. Locked together at 2-2. It's a pretty good ball by Onana to Maguire. He should get it. Rashford not with making even a token jump.
Yeah, it's not what you often see. Harry Maguire racing in behind the opposition's back four.
No, they needed to trade places then, Rashford and Maguire. Here's Elliott. Bradley goes outside him, looking in the opposite direction. Diaz. Between Dalot and Anthony.
Just can't get the challenge in. Anthony was trying to come back, but there's the man that committed the foul, Dalot.
So McAllister over the ball. Up goes Virgil van Dijk. He marked his Liverpool debut, you might recall, by scoring against Everton, no less, in an FA Cup tie after his move from Southampton. Taken by McAllister. The goalkeeper did well, actually. Sometimes you can be deceived. The ball might creep in by the far post, but Onana stayed cool and was able to claim it easily. Here's Gomez. McAllister. And Diaz just hesitated. Dalot didn't. Anthony. Dalot again. Comes off the head of Van Dijk, back into the path of Rashford. Garnacho wanting to shoot. Lindelof does! And hits the side netting.
Good bit of play. There's the backfield. Garnacho drags the corner infield. Conor Bradley, should I say again?
Lindelof, who scored the winning penalty, if I remember rightly, in the semi-final. It went to a shootout against Brighton. McAllister had opened the penalty shootout. If it goes that way again, whether he'll be high on Liverpool's list as he was on the list of the Seagulls. But we're still well away from that. Maguire. Simicas on. Of course, he has a very good record as a winning penalty taker at Wembley, no less.
He's now got a job to stop Anthony, who's been very lively since coming on. Scored the equaliser, looks a threat.
And for Gomez. There's the fear of making the fatal mistake in extra time. Tends to just curb some of the attacking ambition. Garnacho hasn't been suffering from that. Rashford. Here's Bruno Fernandes. He's been playing deeper since the substitutions. Bradley heads out. Liverpool mighty counter-attack then. But rather quick to blow. The foul on Quansah. So Quansah and Van Dijk still in the middle for Liverpool as they were at the start. They've been rock and roll for the fullbacks.
Is that another good game, Quansah? Still think he's got a little bit to learn about positional play. He's made a couple of bad decisions, when to squeeze up and when to drop off. His actual ability on the ball and making challenges and good in 1v1 situations, he's been excellent.
Eriksen. Fernandes trying to get it through to Rashford. The flag will stay down. Rashford misses anyway. Still haunted perhaps by that miss. He was offside, and I think he knew it, but they run right on this stroke of the end of regulation time. If Liverpool do win, they'll be spotted up, I think.
It was almost a very good run. He ran off of Bradley. Bradley didn't step up, he was in the right position. Nobody was going to watch the run of Rashford. Didn't pass him on to the centre halves. Just made his run a fraction too early. Very, very close.
Well, the nation is watching, the world is watching. There's two great rivals. Not exactly going at each other hammer and tongs. They put too much effort into it, but picking their moments to try and win the game here. It's not easy for the likes of Lindelof. The men who are trying to protect, don't want to concede a winning goal.
I would say Erik ten Hag's been brave. He's almost playing three at the back, but Maguire is the middle centre. Lindelof is going out to the left-hand side, Dalot to the right. And the player that you mentioned that goes back in between them at times is Eriksen, who you can't say is the best defensive midfield player you'll get.
It gets him on the ball, Stuart, doesn't it? And maybe that will get Manchester United on the boil. And what remains before, if it comes down to penalties. Elliott, shooting position for him here. Deflection on it. Kind to Liverpool. Super for Harvey Elliott. And Liverpool have the lead again. Buy a ticket and you might win the raffle. Take a shot, you might win an FA Cup quarter-final.
Well, he was a long way out. It looked to be a good strike, but it did take a wicked deflection. Onana started to go one way and had to adjust his position. Just finds that bit of space on the edge of the box. Nobody really goes and closes him down until too late, and it takes a deflection off maybe Ericsson. Ericsson's the player that goes to it there. Yeah, it comes off the bottom of his boot and takes it away from Onana. Goes between the legs of Maguire. Really difficult for Onana. He was just starting to go the other way. Had to adjust his position.
Yeah, it was a shot on target, but not this part of the target that it actually found. So they've had a couple of bits of fortune with deflections, Liverpool. Here's Anthony. Tsimikas to the battle, but he's given it straight to Amad Diallo. Options to the left, and Rashford across the face of the goal.
Well, whether he's going for a shot or a cross, it's a good effort. He's just playing it into a good area. Made a good run. It's the area that they were causing Liverpool problems right at the start of the game. I think he's going for goal. Hooks it, goes out for a throw-in. Anthony couldn't keep it in play.
It's half-time in extra time, and it's been Liverpool's half. The importance. So Liverpool 3-2 up, second period of extra time here at Old Trafford. Whoever gets through, they're doing it the hard way. There's a foul by Darwin Núñez. Have to keep just ticking the boxes today. So who's still playing from the start of the game? Núñez is one. Extra substitute, of course, can be used in extra time. Diaz is another. Nacho into that category for United as well, and Rashford. Ericsson. Nacho. Deep, Kelleher comes for it, and this is just a case of hanging on to what's a greasy ball.
Well, he's made a strange decision, I think, Erik ten Hag. The player that got them back in the game, Anthony, who was playing well on the right wing, is now playing at left back, where Lindelof was playing. And you can see him.
Yeah. Chop and change for the fullbacks on both sides. Is staying at right back. He needs his changes to pull United back from the brink. Bringing on Anthony, did that in regulation time. Otherwise Liverpool will be on their way back to Merseyside with a place in the quarter-final secured.
The only thing you can think of is that Anthony might be able to gallop beyond Garnacho.
Here's Gakpo. Shoved out of it by Maguire. Forward by Endo, who's playing deeper now. Liverpool taking what time will be allowed. The referee has to take into account some tiredness at this stage. Officials are vigilant this season about time wasting. Delaying a restart is often punished by a booking. What delaying is possible within the laws of the game. Liverpool will try their best to do it. The best thing for them is to score again, of course, against this much changed Manchester United lineup. There's Diaz just delaying a restart, but not extravagantly. Couldn't be further away from the goal. Found take us to extra time. Headed by Van Dijk. McAllister. Ericsson. Now Maguire. Anthony. Ericsson. Looking for the ball over the top for the run of Harry Maguire. Rashford was a bit back on his heels, actually.
Well, that's what Maguire can do when he wins the ball in at the back and he plays it wide and then gets himself forward, and that's what happened. They went back in field and he was in the furthest forward attacking position for United.
Concerns here, and we talk about time wasting, and the goalkeepers are probably the ones who are the biggest criminals in that respect. And this season it has been pointed out, a lot of goalkeepers have been booked in winning positions for delaying goal kicks, and they don't seem to learn from it.
Particularly when they're playing away from home, when the crowd get onto the referee. They almost expect him to, as soon as the ball goes out of play, kick it back in.
There's Darwin Núñez. Manchester United getting red shirts back. Núñez to bundle his way through. Simicast trying to help. Ericsson with a cool head. And a calm pass to Rashford, who was under challenge and fouled. He's cramping up, it seems. There are some very tired footballers out there trying to get a place in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Anthony, Garnacho, Ericsson, Fernandez, up towards the dangerous head of Maguire, knocks it down towards Maguire again. He knocked it down towards Garnacho and then appeared on the scene very quickly himself. Just a reminder of how fine the margins are here. McAllister makes a block, but it goes Manchester United's way. Bruno Fernandes tried to weave a way through, went down cheaply. The referee knew that. And Endo. There are going to be chances on the counter-attack if Liverpool have got the legs. But Darwin Núñez hasn't there. And left Gakpo and Elliott high and dry. And Ahmad takes it forward for Manchester United, pursued by Endo and Elliott. Maguire on his way back from his latest foray forward.
Well, that's what Liverpool were doing in the second half when they were completely dominating the game, not making the most of those sort of situations. They had a 4 versus 2 there and they didn't make it count. And it come back to haunt them.
Kwanzaa. No one with the energy to make a run. It's the ball that a striker perhaps should chase, but you know, Gakpo is relatively recently in the game. Couldn't muster the energy.
I think Maguire could end up being another centre forward. He's just passed the ball, he's looking at the bench saying, do you want me to go centre forward or do I still play at the back?
Well, it's McTominay for Rashford this time. Extraordinary, it's 3-3. Well, he could have won it for Manchester United right at the end of regulation time. He's kept them in the cup with this chance. And Liverpool gave the ball away. And this time United had the energy and the application to find their target.
Oh, it's poor play. Núñez trying to play a crossfield pass, gets intercepted. McTominay plays it straight into the path of Rashford. He had a great shot in the first half. Wrapping his foot round it, which was saved by Kelleher. This one is even better. And the goalkeeper can't even get a dive in. Really good finish from Marcus Rashford. Núñez puts his head in his hands.
Well, he has history against Liverpool. Most of it here. I think he scored a goal at Anfield. And this is Bobby Clark, who scored his first Liverpool goal in the Thursday win over Sparta Prague. And Luis Diaz shaking his head, not I think at the substitution, but the fact that he's gone off at 3-3, and seconds earlier they were 3-2 up.
So with that wasted opportunity, 4 versus 2, come back to haunt them, it certainly has.
Well, the FA Cup sprinkling the magic over all the quarter-finals, plenty of goals, some remarkable stories. This is certainly one of them. And McAllister down, Maguire down. McAllister was booked a long time ago.
And he goes with a high boot. The ball was high. Pitches Maguire in the chest. And this is an interesting decision. I think the foul might have been given to Liverpool here. Here's the goal. Really good finish. So aware of where the goalkeeper was, where the goal was. Gets in between 2 defenders.
And a great assist by Scott McTominay.
The pass had to be inch perfect, and it was. Didn't have to break stride, did he, Marcus Rashford?
It was put in the perfect spot for him to place it into the perfect position in the back of the net. Liverpool, though, authors of their own downfall. Cleared by Keller. And now Maguire is certainly staying back. The stats will probably reflect in most areas Liverpool's domination. Perhaps that's too strong a word, but certainly the better of it. Maybe it is the right word.
Manchester United had 2 little spells, didn't they? The first, there's a booking
For Ahmad, that is delaying. He started again with a free kick.
It appears a domination for Manchester United, or when they were having the better games, right at the start for the first maybe 15-20 minutes, and then the last 10 minutes of normal time. Aside from that, Liverpool have been the more dominant side, I would say.
More passes, more possession, but not at the moment more goals. It has been the situation for a fair part of the game. And here's Rashford. McTominay racing into the middle. Wow. You could watch him at the top of the pictures. We look at our monitors here. Look at the ground that he makes up.
And what a pass from Rashford as well. You can see it. He's still got to get that in between defenders right into the path of McTominay. He just takes it a fraction too early.
Player stopped. Liverpool thought they don't want a free kick, they wanted to keep playing, but the whistle had gone. What are we? 5 minutes away from penalties.
Well, it's been a
totally
great
neutral perspective, it would be nice to see a winning goal, but that's impossible. It's Tsimikas, Gakpo. Bobby Clark's in there. And it's well claimed. Muni's got a touch on that as it flew across, but very well claimed by Onana.
Tsimikas with the cross, doesn't get enough whip on it. Nice hands by Onana.
Fernandes. It's not one of his more cultured contributions to FA Cup football. Here's Tsimikas, who knows what it's like to win this competition. Manchester United lost the final, of course, to Manchester City, who were still in the cup this time.
I'd love to know what role Bruno Fernandes is trying to play. He's now injured, but he's almost playing as a centre-half alongside Maguire at the moment.
I don't think John Brooks was going to give that. Badly on Garnacho.
It's the follow-through that the referee didn't like, because he wins the ball. almost can't slide in now. Follow-through takes you into the player.
One goalkeeper to the other. The keeper's going to come into sharper focus very shortly, it seems. And on the verge, of course, of going to penalties at Wembley when you were there last month. And Virgil van Dijk came up with a very, very late winner to give Liverpool the League Cup. McAllister. Taking his time, just enough time. Nicely done from McAllister, and here is Endo. And Gakpo, challenged by Dalot, definitely got the ball, but it had to.
And the pass wasn't quite as good as McTominay's up the other end from Endo. Gakpo couldn't quite get there. Lovely tackle by Dalot. As you said, had to be absolutely spot on here.
The problem for Gakpo, and of course if the penalties go some distance, if he's struggling, he'll have to take one. That's the regulation of the competition, unless they take him off. Swung in by Tsimikas, touched by McTominay. Elliott robbed. Here's Garnacho. Ahmad, who stole the ball, gets it back from Garnacho to the young man. Can he make himself a hero? He has done. It's Manchester United's quarter-final. In classic Manchester United fashion, the counter-attack, and a youngster doing it as well. The Busby Babes, the Fergie fledglings. And now Ten Hag has sent on Amad Diallo, who's hardly had a chance at Manchester United, hardly had a chance. He has scored a goal before for the club, but this one will go down in history. They were 2-1 down, on the verge of going out. They were 3-2 down, on the verge of going out. And now Liverpool are paying the price for missed chances. Stuart Robson.
Well, Ahmad won the ball back off Harvey Elliott. I didn't think the pass was particularly good from Garnacho, but his first touch took him away from Bradley. And all he's trying to do is hit it into the far side of the goal, and he gets it absolutely spot on. It's the only place he would beat the goalkeeper. Kelleher gets so close to it, in off the far post. What a finish to the game for these United players and the crowd inside here of United persuasion.
Well, if you don't know the name, he's made sure you know it now. And now, having got that yellow card earlier, he's taken his shirt off and got another yellow card, so that's a red card, and I guess that will keep him out of the semi-final that he's just put Manchester United into.
Well, obviously great for the player to score, but that's madness to get a second yellow for taking his shirt off. He must have realised he'd already got a yellow.
Well, Liverpool in desperate straits now. Van Dijk is in there, half away. Endo trying to get it down so they can try and rectify the situation with a little bit of patience that they're allowed. The time is against them. And here goes Garnacho. He's not shy of running the length of the field here. Bradley staying with him. Garnacho now heading towards the corner flag, making sure Manchester United keep the ball. That's excellent play from him. Crowd begging for the final whistle, or the majority of them, not the 9,000 fans who've made their way from Merseyside or of Liverpool support. Stuart Robson, a classic, extraordinary.
Well, halfway through the second half, there was only going to be one winner, and that was Liverpool. They were completely dominant, they were winning the game. You couldn't see a way back in for Manchester United, but they've kept plugging away. And the substitutes have certainly made a difference for them. What a moment it could be for this man here, Erik ten Hag.
As Jurgen Klopp finishes his FA Cup career in a way which will haunt him, I think. All the successes that he's had, including winning this trophy, of course, and still the possibility of more silverware to come. It's not going to happen in the FA Cup unless the referee allows Liverpool one last attack, but it must be very nearly over. Dying seconds.
And United, remember, have 10 men at the moment.
They also have a place in the quarter-finals. An extraordinary game, in keeping with an extraordinary weekend in this wonderful competition. Marcus Rashford, who could have been the